If you are battling with an addiction, you probably have in the past, or maybe in the present, even today, or at some point in the future, will deal with the feeling that you are never going to be able to overcome this addiction. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about that topic and try to give you some encouragement that you will be able to break free from the bondage of that addiction. So I hope you stick around. Hi, my name is Justin, and thank you for joining me here on Grace Reset. Today, we're going to talk about the feeling of hopelessness that we sometimes deal with in our struggle with addiction. I am a recovering addict myself. Almost 2 years ago now, I took the first real meaningful steps towards breaking free from addiction. And here on my channel, I want to talk to you about the topic of addiction and the things that I had to go through personally in fighting with addiction, and what it was that finally broke those chains of addiction. And I know exactly what you're going through if you're dealing with the feeling that you're never going to be able to stop this addiction, and that it's going to be in control of you for the rest of your life. Look, I have been there, done that. I've had those days where I just, you start out the day, you're like, this is a new day, and I'm not going to give in to those addictions. And by lunchtime, what am I doing? I'm running straight to that vice that has its claws in my heart and in my mind and in my body. And day after day of dealing with that, you get to a point where you feel like you're just never going to break free. And I've been there, and I have experienced that. And sometimes you can get to the point where you just throw your hands up. You completely give up. And you just throw yourself completely into the addiction. Basically, what you do is you surrender yourself to that addiction, because you feel like you're never going to overcome. And then sometimes you might even have days where you just feel like, because you're never going to find freedom, that you just want to end it all. I've experienced those feelings as well. I was blessed and I was fortunate that I never acted on those feelings. But if you're experiencing days like that, listen, I know right where you're at. And what I want to do today is just try to give you some encouragement. I want to tell you, first of all, there is hope. There is hope. I spent a large portion of my life dealing with some things that I never was able to overcome. And then there was about a 10 to 15 year segment where I just gave up and let any other addiction that might make its way into my life, and began to let other things overcome me. And I had this sense, this feeling that I was never going to overcome. But about 2 years ago, I made some meaningful steps in the right direction. And I started my walk towards freedom. And today I am living in a freedom that I never thought that I would be able to have. And so I'm here to tell you there is hope. And not just my testimony, there are many, many others out there that can tell you, they've been there. They know that feeling. And they can tell you that there is hope, because they themselves have found freedom from addiction. And so, don't give up. Don't give up. You know, put that thought in your mind. There is hope. Hold on to that. You know, don't let it go. Take that truth, put it in your heart. There is hope. There is hope for freedom. Secondly, you need to really get hold of the fact that you are not alone. You know, when we battle with an addiction, one thing that we really struggle with is we feel like that nobody understands where we're at. We feel like everybody else is just casting us aside, maybe, if they know what we're dealing with, and they kind of distance themselves from us. And there's that feeling of loneliness. You feel like you're not accepted because of your problems. And then you start feeling like, well, I'm the only person in this world that's ever had to deal with this. And you get this mentality where you just withdraw yourself even more. And you feel even more lonely. And all that does is lead to more addiction. And so you need to understand you are not alone in this. Look, you've got people that will support you. You got people that will help you. May not even realize how close they are to you. Family and friends that if they truly knew what you were battling with would be there to help you. There's pastors. There's programs in your community that are there to help you with what you're facing. So you've got to grab hold of the fact that you are not alone. You know, there is help there for you. You might say to me now, Justin, where is this hope? I feel alone. I feel like there's no hope out there for me. Where is this hope at? My hope was in realizing the power of God's grace. You know, so many times during those years that I was fighting and battling with addiction, I was trying to win in my own strength. I was doing my own things, trying to keep myself from giving in to the temptation to go do this or do that. I even sought out counseling. I would talk to a friend about my problem and try to take some advice from him. And I was doing all these things. But what finally triggered true freedom was grace. Realizing that everything that I was doing was not working. Everything that I was trying was failing. Realizing that I do not have the strength to overcome. And then in that moment when I finally hit rock bottom, I finally said, God, I don't have the strength. I'm going to trust in you. I'm going to let your grace come into my life and do its perfect work. And as I began to surrender my life and my heart to God and allow Him to begin working in my circumstances and in my situation and to begin changing my heart, changing my mind, changing the way that I think about things, I began to see myself walk in freedom. And my friend, you can do that too. That's what this channel is all about, is to help you to find that freedom in God's grace. So I hope you will like this video, leave a comment, let me know if you found this video to be an encouragement, and I hope you will subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out more videos here in the future where I hope to really give you more encouragement, give you help, give you some insight, some things that will truly be beneficial to you as you try to find your freedom from the addictions that you're battling with. Stay encouraged, my friend, and let grace reset your life.